At the HSBC BWF Australian Badminton Open Sydney 2024. They're both men's singles. First up, Zii Jia of Malaysia, the third seed. He takes on Chinese Taipei's Chia Hao. And the winner of that match will take on the winner of the final match of the day here on court 1. That would be Lin Chunyi and Kodai Naruoka. We could, in theory, have an all-Chinese Taipei final. We shall see. Conventional thinking, of course, would look at the two seeds left in that final four, Zii Jia and Kodai Naruoka. Chinese Taipei with a strong contingent here. Zii Jia, and a lot of the branding we've got around on this tournament, he is front and centre. And no surprise, he's a big star, and he's got a lot of support here as well. The Malaysian fans would have been disappointed with the previous match for Chung and Haikal. I'm sure they would love to see Zii Jia redeem things for them. Chia Hao now walking through, hoping to play spoiler in all of this. By the way, a lovely stat has just come through. By reaching the finals of the Australian Open, SATHIO has reached at least one individual tournament final in each of the last 23 years. That's amazing longevity. Anyway, to proceedings here, Chia Hao actually leads, stunningly you might think, the head-to-head against Zii Jia, though it was Chia Hao won the last time they met at the Hong Kong Open. I'm going to give you a bit more detail on that in just a short second, because Zii Jia, of course, a high-ranked player, but Chia Hao's won 2 of their last 3 meetings, all of them in 2023, by the way. We can discount their first 2 meetings back in 2016 at junior events. It was 1 apiece then, but it's those last 3 that are of bigger interest. German Open, Chia Hao won, then the Swiss Open, Zii Jia won. As you saw at Hong Kong Open, it was Chia Hao. Zii Jia, 26, tall man at 186. He's from the north of Malaysia, in Kedah. He's currently 8th in the world. His highest ranking has been world number 2, achieved in October of 2022, the year that he was also the Asian champion. He's got a SEA Games, Southeast Asian Games gold medal from 2019, and he's a former bronze medalist in the World Junior Championships in 2016. In total, he has got 5 titles on the HSBC BWF World Tour, including this year's Thailand Open just a few weeks ago. Now, he's dropped games against Sudirman. Sung Jo Ven, someone he knows well, pushed him in the first game in their match, and then Kenta Nishimoto took a game off him as well. So has he been at his sparkling best? And we shall see. Chia Hao, 25, much shorter at 177. He's currently 37th in the world, but he's been a bit higher at 32. That was not too long ago, actually, just a few weeks, less than a month ago. Boys singles Asian Junior Championships silver medal in 2016. He hasn't dropped a game. Some of those names very recognizable. Duwan Doyo, who's not had a great year, to be fair. But Cho Tien Chen, the 6th seed, he won. Very, very tight match. Could well have been Cho Tien Chen versus Zii Jia here, which would have been obviously lip-smacking. Chia Hao, though, he will feel he completely merits that place. Frik Koksalu, our Dutch umpire. Glory Leung from Hong Kong, China, our service judge. Chia Hao has yet to win on the HSBC BWF World Tour. Only the Malaysia Masters final he's ever been in. That was last year. He lost to Leong Jun Hao, another Malaysian, in that final.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Chia Hao, Chinese Taipei. And on my left, Zii Jia, Malaysia.
I think it's quite clear who the crowd's going for in this one.
Level, play.
That's a fantastic start from Chia Hao. Who is making his Australian Open debut here. He's already in the semi-final. Very impressive. As for Zii Jia, he's matching his performance from 2023 when he got to the semi-finals.
It's over. 2-1.
And he lost to Weng Hong Yang in the semis in 3. Zii Jia last year. Just beyond Zii Jia. This is an interesting start to the match.
3-2.
Now that day, Zii Jia was 17th in the world. Weng Hong Yang was 24th, so we outranked Weng Hong Yang, but he's got an even bigger advantage today in terms of rankings. .29 places between them, so he's the overwhelming favourite here. But the head-to-head would indicate otherwise. Oh, he's left that one. And it held up.
3-0.
Have to play. A flamboyant shot like that, Zii Jia, but just a bit too much on that. Normally, yeah, you know, you have to really to try and clear. The player was probably lurking there, and it was just a tad too much.
Behind you, floor tender, in the middle. Yeah.
It's a bright start to this match. That's definitely for sure. For Chia Hao, who comes into this with a losing record in 2024. 10 wins in 24 matches. You contrast that with Zii Jia, who's had a very decent year. It's actually got better as it's progressed. 26 wins in 37 matches, Zii Jia, in 2024. As I mentioned, it was almost a year to the day that Zii Jia announced his a temporary break from badminton when he was eliminated in the first round of the Indonesia Open. Lost to Lakshya Sen. He just said he needed a bit of a break, and he was under quite a bit of pressure then. Just got a new coach as well, and didn't look very good for him, but seems to have turned a corner. Trails by a couple here.
5-7. Thank you.
We also talked yesterday about how Lee Chong-wei, the Malaysian legend, has told him to focus on the mental preparation at the Olympics.
Serve is over. 8-5.
Zii Jia himself said he's taking it nice and easy in the build-up to the Olympics. Slow and steady wins the race. Wants to rest. He had a hamstring problem a few weeks ago.
9-5.
Does say he's not quite at his best at the moment. He's feeling a little tired. Oh, just out. I tell you what, it's a lead of 5 here. Chia Hao is playing well. This has been a brilliant start for the Chinese Taipei starlet. 11-5, would you believe? Leads by 6 here against Zii Jia in the opening game.
Got 1, 20 seconds. Got 1, 20 seconds.
This is a very impressive lead from Chia Hao. As you said, he's not had a great year where he was out in early rounds of every tournament he was playing in. The best part of the first part of the year was when he got to the quarterfinals of the Swiss Open. Oh, just about got there, Zii Jia. Yeah, the only other quarter-final was the Thai Open that he got to. So this is his best performance by a long way in 2024 to get to the semis. Well, he got there quickly, Zii Jia.
Seven 30.
Oh, good placement there. He's varying his shots really nicely, Chia Hao. He's really pushing Zii Jia. In the end, it's Zii Jia wins the point, but boy, it was Chia Hao who was dominating that throughout. That's a quality of Zii Jia here.
Thank you. Back on court.
That was our longest rally, just 29 shots. It's been that sort of match. The leaders cut to 5 points.
Get ready. Wait.
It's not going smoothly, shall we say, for Zii Jia
14, 8.
at the moment. Combination of some fantastic shots from Chia Hao and a number of unforced errors from Zii Jia. That 5-point run earlier that Chia Hao had has really set him up.
Observer, watch the court, please.
At its peak, it was 12-5, remember, 7-point lead. It's down to 5 at the moment.
Nine 14. Play.
Yeah, he was in trouble there, wasn't he? Zii Jia was retreating rapidly.
15-9.
Reminder again that Zii Jia started the year in not so good form. Perhaps a couple of quarterfinals in the first part of the season at the India Open and the All England. Otherwise, all early exits there.
10-15.
And then he just started to turn it around. Quarterfinal Asia Championships. Then he won the Thai Open. Lost in the final of the Malaysia Masters. Had to withdraw from the Singapore Open. Quarters of the Indonesia Open. And now here he is in the semis of the Australian. Looking to cement his seeding for the Olympics. And he's in some trouble here in this opening game. Chia Hao is playing magnificently. Oh, the lead is a huge one here. And it's his first game to lose, you feel.
$19-10. 20. Game point.
10 game points for Chia Hao.
Game.
That is a brilliant, brilliant first game for Chia Hao.
First game won by
Zii Jia completely outplayed that. That is superb. 21-10 is a murmur of almost discontent in the key center here. Almost disbelief, but incredible start here for this young man. So you'd expect now a response from Zii Jia. After what was, let's face it, a very disappointing first game from him.
Time's over. 1-0.
By the way, that was the lowest score that Zii Jia has made in a game. In quite some time. There's a challenge here from Chia Hao.
Challenge unsuccessful.
Which is
One
quite
challenge
clearly it.
remaining.
Yeah, he scored 6 against Victor Axelsen,
Time's
so
over.
I think we
2-1.
could probably pretty much discount that one. He also scored a 6 against Jonathan Christie.
Time's over.
But to score 10 against a
2-0.
player outside the top 30, yeah, that's interesting. It's not exactly like Drift's playing a massive role in this tournament.
Time's over. 3-2. Time's over.
Certainly in 2024, that is the lowest he has scored out to a player outside the top 10 in any game. So that's a real credit to Chia Hao and how he's approached this.
4-3.
Well, again, he's been on an upward trajectory. Zii Jia.
Service over. 4-0.
Zii Jia against players outside the top 30 has a fantastic record. 84 wins, 18 defeats. But guess what? The last time he lost to a player outside the top 30 was Chia Hao.
5-4.
I was at the Hong Kong Open, but at the time Zii Jia was 16th in the world. That net's clipping it there for Zii Jia, which helps him.
5-0. In front of the D line. There it is. Thank you. Back from court. Five all. Play.
Just beyond him, stretched for that shot.
6-5.
Zii Jia with a rare lead. That was good. That was a lovely shot from Zii Jia.
5.
Now let's see if he can put on a run that he just has lacked so far. There you go. That was a bit of maybe a message in that as well.
8-5.
Four points in a row. So much better from the Malaysian
9-5.
in this second game. He's done well to get down there. Quick to the net as well, Chia Hao.
6-9. What's the country?
Well, for his part, playing against
In front here as well. Kind of.
top 10 players, he won't have had that many opportunities to do it. But it's actually not a bad record. He's only played 5 top 10 players in his career, Chia Hao, and he's won 2 of the 5. One of them is Zii Jia, as we mentioned.
6-9.
And you know, when I said he beat Zii Jia at the Hong Kong Open when he was 16th in the world, he also beat a certain Victor Axelsen, world #1, in the opening round of that Hong Kong Open. I remember that one creating some real waves.
10-6. Thank you. Right.
That's a lovely smash from Zii Jia. Goes into the interval of this second game now with a 5-point lead. Feel a little bit happier with things, having been completely outplayed in that first game.
Got 20 seconds. Got 20 seconds. Play.
Oh, he's missed that one to the net. Has he broken the string? Zii Jia perhaps? Well, Chia Hao has got to keep that focus and apply himself the way he did in that opening game.
Play.
If he has any ambition to finish this in 2. Trails by 4 here. It was after the break that Chia Hao really accelerated things against Zii Jia. Probably wants to make it just a little tighter than the 4 points he currently faces at the moment. Oh, gently done. Oh, he's gone long. He had Zii Jia there. I thought he played that brilliantly. This shot took the pace right off. And Zii Jia was not getting to this shot. That's unfortunate as far as Chia Hao is concerned. Really well played. His variations have been superb. But he's now behind by 5.
13-8. Play. Serve's over. 9-13.
Yeah, he can't quite break that 4-point barrier at the moment, Chia Hao.
9.
That is much better from him. Whips it back across. Zii Jia.
10-14. Play.
Zii Jia has acknowledged Chia Hao and what he has achieved. Now, can he break the 4-point barrier here, Chia Hao? No, he can't still. Yeah, he saw that Chia Hao had upset Zhou Qianzhen yesterday, and he felt he was in good form and in spirit to fight in this match. Remember yesterday when he beat Kenta Nishimoto, he felt he was very mentally prepared to come to that match. And he knew it was going to be a tough match, but he was happy to win. Actually, fairly comfortably overall, I think you'd have to say. Oh, he's done well there, Zii Jia. And again. Oh, that was tough. I thought it might be sliding. Could have been out. It is being challenged by Chia Hao, but I think Zii Jia's got the reckoning of his opponent here in the second game. Ah, it is indeed out. Well done. Good challenge.
Service over.
He's already scored more points than Zii Jia did on that end. If we're looking for any crumbs of comfort for Chia Hao in this second game, can he stage a comeback here? Going across, and that's really well played from Zii Jia.
17-11.
Made that look easy, didn't he? No chance for Chia Hao. Right on top of things there, Zii Jia. That was a pretty wild one from him, given how well he's played so far in this second game. Zii Jia. It's been pretty quick. We're almost at the end of it. It's just 33 minutes gone. Yeah, you've got to be careful when Zii Jia's in this sort of mood and he plays those shots. You don't get in the back.
19-12.
Slower conditions in here. Yesterday is why he said it might just help Kenta Nishimoto. Look to be inside, but it is being challenged by Zii Jia. Yeah, I thought it might have been in as well. So still some distance away though from his opponent. 6 points. Zii Jia leads.
15-19. Play.
Well, if you ever need a response, there you go.
20. Game point. 30.
Remember, he had a comeback win against Kenta Nishimoto yesterday. And he'll be looking to do the same here today.
14-20.
6 game points still in favor of Zii Jia. Oh, nicely done by Zii Jia. Again, snatches of that one. I mean, you're looking at this. Chia Hao has obviously found it a lot easier going on that far end than Zii Jia did. And that will not count for much, you see. If you feel with that seems to be the preferred end where Zii Jia is right now. They'll both get a chance in it in the third game. Oh, nicely done by Chia Hao. Working hard here, Zii Jia, to secure this point. Oh, that's not a great shot from Chia Hao. It's Zii Jia who's taken this second game. He's on his haunches there. Not walking particularly smoothly, but he's leveled the tie, and we are going to go into a rubber very shortly. Is he cramping a bit? He's had some cramp issues in the hamstring. 21-15, Zii Jia against Chia Hao.
Shuttle. That's on court. No shuttle. Lead. 3-7. Final game. Level. Play.
Now, Chia Hao is on the end that he played so well in. The first game. Ooh, tight. But it looked out. Zii Jia also won his game on this end that Chia Hao is on, so it would indicate that that's probably the preferred end. Oh, it's disappointing from Chia Hao's perspective. He'd be thinking he should get that over, at least. Great shot there from Zii Jia, who started this game extremely well. And from Chia Hao's perspective, if this indeed is the preferred end, then he'd want to go into the interval with a 4 or 5 point lead at least, before they change sides at the break.
Time's over. 1-3.
Too much power.
Then shuttle. Thank you. My contract. Four, 1.
He's put that well wide, isn't he?
Time's over. 2-4. Behind you, very fast. Thank you. Two, 4.
Still in front here, Zii Jia. I think he'll feel relatively confident of things. He's got the pedigree, he's got the ranking in his favour. The only thing, though, is that he has lost to this man
3-4.
in relatively recent times. And he's been playing pretty well overall, Chia Hao. Oh, he made it! Unbelievable! How did he do that? It looked, for all intents and purposes, that Chia Hao was going to win that point. Oh dear, that is disappointing for Chia Hao, but you got to give credit there to Zii Jia. That's all he could do really from that position. That would have leveled things at 4-all. It is early days in this game, but sometimes those sort of points, if you lose them, could just play on your mind. Again, that's one that you probably ought to be doing better in.
3.
This time he makes no mistake.
Time's over.
Chia Hao.
4, 6.
Yeah, he seems far more comfortable now, doesn't he? Zii Jia.
7, 4.
Just wide again.
8, 4.
The number of unforced errors from Chia Hao on this end. Well, perhaps he should have made those shots at least.
Play. Zii Jia challenges.
That's very emphatic out there from the line judge. We're going to have a challenge here from Zii Jia. Chia Hao desperately needs this to go his way in order to keep within reach of his opponent. It is indeed out.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Service over. 5, 9.
Still
Play.
some distance away. Again, these are shots he should be at least getting over, you feel. Chia Hao, Zii Jia in a fantastic position now. And there we go to the interval here with Zii Jia. Very comfortable, 11-5. Going over to the end that he would seem to have preferred. 6 points clear of Chia Hao.
Got 1, 20 seconds. Got 1, 20 seconds. Change shuttle. $11-5. Play.
Well, you lose the first couple of points off the interval on the more so-called tougher end. I'm not necessarily sure that is the case in terms of conditions, but he's in trouble here, Chia Hao, after what looked to be such a promising start to this match. Zii Jia has played so well, he's grown into this, hasn't he? And there's another case in point. It's littered with unforced errors at the moment for Chia Hao.
This side as well, please. In the front here. Yeah. Thank you. Five. Play.
And I think with that,
15-5.
Zii Jia moving into a lead of double figures. It is not far away now for him.
Floor pendant, a bit more, same spot.
That's how it looks at the moment.
Floor pendant. Thank you. $15-5. Play.
That's not going to make it. He almost played that, Chia Hao.
Service over. 6-15. Thank you. Play.
He's just placed that beautifully, Zii Jia.
16-6.
That's what you get with him, that quality of shot. Very, very difficult to repel. Beyond the reach of Chia Hao.
Time's over.
These
16.
Consolation points you would feel at the moment, unless he can really put something on here. That's better from him.
8-16.
Just quick to snap that one up, Zii Jia.
17-8.
Yeah, fans quite happy with this right now. Malaysian fans.
Time's over. 9-17.
Yeah, he's just in really, really good form here now. Zii Jia is just hitting his marks just about every single time. When you're lifting to him, you have to get high depth in it, otherwise you know what's going to happen next. Well, he's got to double figures at least.
10-18.
That pretty much sums up where he's been from the second match onwards, Chia Hao, particularly the third game. Far too many unforced errors. Wonderful reply there from Zii Jia, who's got 10 match points now.
Match point. 10. Thank you.
All done and dusted. Zii Jia has cruised through this third game after quite the hiccup earlier on, where it looked like perhaps, just perhaps, there might be an upset on the cards. But he's seen that challenge through quite nicely, in fact. And Zii Jia will now go into his third final of 2024. The third seed from Malaysia beats Chinese Taipei's Chia Hao 10-21, 21-15, 21-10. It has taken him 56 minutes to do it. It's the last men's singles match, the last match of the day, in fact, with Chinese Taipei's Lin Chunyi taking on the second seed from Japan, Kodai Naruoka. So the order of play with one match remaining here, semi-final day, the HSBC BWF Australian Badminton Open, Sydney 2024. It's men's singles again. Lin Chunyi of Chinese Taipei takes on the second seed from Japan, Kodai Naruoka. Well, Chinese Taipei, disappointment there for Chia Hao in his match against Zii Jia after taking the first game. Zii Jia awaits the winner of this final match, Lin Chunyi and Kodai Naruoka.